Hey there, Mr. Reddit here. Welcome back to another episode of r/Entitled Parent Stories. Our first story we'll be reading today, Entitled Parent Tries to Take My Birds. After that, Entitled Parents with Their 3 Brats on Our Plane, Part 2. After that, Lady Claims to be a Secret Shopper. And after that, the Saga of the Zipit Lady. Now, Karen told me she thinks you're not going to hit that thumbs up, so please prove her wrong by smashing that like button. And if you're new, please subscribe and turn on notifications for new stories from Reddit every single day. And if you want a personal greeting from Karen, visit Mr. Reddit on Fiverr, link below. Entitled Parent Tries to Take My Birds. This happened about 3 weeks ago in the beginning of October. We've got Entitled Mom, we've got Little Brat, we've got Officer, and me. Let's get started. I have 2 parakeets, birds. Mordecai, who has sky blue feathers, and Leela, who has angel-like feathers. During spring break, I decided to walk to the park. It was bright and warm, and partly cloudy, even though a storm was brewing, and overall a great day to walk to the park. As I got closer to the park, I noticed a few kids there. However, I did expect this, since it was so nice out, so I brought some treats with me. At the time, Mordecai was on my shoulder since he liked the sun a lot. And Leela was in my hands since she is a peculiarly shy bird for her species. When I got to the park, all the kids swarmed me soon enough. Mordecai and Leela were getting nervous since Mordecai started flapping his wings. I did manage to control both groups and gave the kids each of them a treat and letting them feed it to whomever bird they felt like. About 1 hour later, I started leaving the park. Most of the kids were gone, and I didn't want my birds in the sun for too long. While I walked past the swing set area, Little Brat noticed my birds and ran over to me. This is the best I can remember how it went. Little Brat: Cool birds. What are their names? Me: I gestured to Mordecai, said his name, and then uncovered my hands and pointed to Leela. Little Brat: Can I pet her? Me: We'll see. At first, Little Brat was patting her head, and I thought it's nothing. She'll just be a little annoyed. But he then took her wings and tried flapping them. Little Brat: Fly, fly, dumb bird. Me: Hey, stop it. She doesn't like that. However, he continued, so I grabbed his hands and as careful as I could, pulled them off, being gentle of course, so I wouldn't hurt Leela or the brat. Little Brat starts crying. Entitled Mom: What did you do to my baby? Me: At this point, I'm astonished. Me? Your kid was trying to grab my bird forcefully flapping her wings. She is very shy, and I'm usually only allowed to touch. Entitled Mom: It's just a dumb bird. You have 2. Who cares if this one gets hurt? Your replacement is sitting on your shoulder. Me: Replacement? I love both of these birds. Little Brat: Mommy, can I have that one? Pointing to Leela. Entitled Mom: Sure, sweetie. 1 second. Okay, give that one to me. You have 2 anyways. Me: Ma'am, I won't give you my bird just because you want it. These birds care for each other and comfort me. You have 2. I'm not giving you my bird. I'm calling the police. You were hurting my kid. As Entitled Mom was dialing 911 for a crime I didn't commit, one of my neighbors, who lives on my block, came over. I knew he was a police officer because he has 3 kids and they'll stop by to pet the birds. Officer: What seems to be the problem? Entitled Mom: This brat. Yeah, I'm 13. Hurt my kid. Officer: Hi, OP. Ma'am, where exactly did he hurt him? Entitled Mom lifts up her kid's arm, showing the injury. Officer: I don't see anything. OP, could you tell me your part of the story? I tell him my part of the story and he believes me since it adds up to the words she was screaming and also that her kid had no marks or anything indicating pain. Well, at least physically. He asked if I wanted to press charges and I said no and waddled off before the storm came. Next we've got Entitled Parents with Their 3 Brats on Our Plane, Part 2. Hello everybody. First of all, this is the second part of the wonderful encounter I had with a whole family while I went on vacation with my girlfriend a couple of weeks ago. If you haven't read the first part, you can check it out here. After the plane arrived in Greece, Both me and my girlfriend were very glad that the family did not get on the same bus and ferry as we did. My biggest hope was that they would stay far more than a week, so that they wouldn't be on our flight back to Germany. Unfortunately, this hope didn't come true. So without further ado, here is the story from the flight back to Germany, beginning in the early morning on a Greek airport. The cast pretty much stayed the same, but let's introduce them anyways. We've got entitled Mom, we've got entitled Dad, brats 1, 2, and 3, we've got my girlfriend, we've got me, we've got flight attendant, and the check-in lady. The second part of this story begins when girlfriend and me get off the bus at the airport in Greece. We enter the building to check in our luggage, and guess who already stood in the line at the check-in desk? The family from my last post. Brat 3 was sitting on one of the suitcases, while Brat 2 tried to get Brat 1's mobile phone, shouting at him that he needs to get it to play Pokemon Go. The argument got on for almost the whole time that they were standing in the line until entitled Dad gave his phone to Brat 2 to make him shut up. Brat 2 then started running and jumping around the whole airport playing Pokemon Go, while the rest of the family stayed in the line. A couple of minutes later, the line moved on and the family was next to check in. The following dialogue happened. Check-in lady. Hello, please give me your flight number and your passports. Entitled Mom.
The flight number is EW123. Here are our passports.
Check-in lady. Okay, thank you. You gave me 5 passports, but you only are a group of 4. Where is Brat 2?
I don't know. He went away to play.
Check-in lady. I'm sorry, I can't give you 5 flight tickets with only 4 persons present. Please get him here so I can check you in.
I don't know where he is. Just take our luggage and give us the tickets.
I'm sorry, but I can't give you a ticket for Brat 2 if he isn't present. I need to check if he is the person in the passport before I can give you the ticket. Entitled Dad.
You mean you don't want to give us the ticket? Get the manager, please. I want the flight tickets that we paid for right now.
Check-in lady. I'm very sorry. I can't get the manager right now. I have to ask you to get back to the end of the line if you can't get Brat 2 to come here right now. Entitled Mom.
He won't come here. I don't know where he is.
Check-in lady. Well then, I have to ask you to find him and get back to the end of the line with him.
I will not go back to the end of the line. Get me your manager here, right now.
Check-in lady takes her phone and makes a quick phone call. I only understand about 50 words of Greek, so I don't know what she said. The consequence of her call was that a security guard came over, guiding the family back to the end of the line. Entitled Mom and Entitled Dad kept telling him that they want to see the manager, but he didn't give in to them. They still weren't done with it when girlfriend and me had our tickets and went through the security check. About half an hour after we passed the security check, the family enters the departure hall as well. They sat down a couple of seats away from us, and Brat 2 instantly tries to take Brat 1's phone again. Brat 1 refuses to give him the phone, so Entitled Dad takes a tablet out of his bag and gives it to Brat 2. The next 60 minutes were rather quiet, because both Brat 1 and Brat 2 were playing on their phone/tablet, and Brat 3 was laying over 2 seats, seemingly sleeping. The trouble started again, just like on the way to Greece, when Entitled Mom took a diaper out and woke Brat 3 up. Their discussion started again. Brat 3.
Mom, I'm not a baby. I don't want diapers. It's just for safety. You used it on the flight last week, so it's better if you wear it. I don't want diapers. Oh, honey. It's better if you wear it. All your fresh clothes are in the suitcase. I can't give you clean clothes if you can't hold it anymore.
Brat 3.
I'm not a baby. I use the toilet. But if you're not a baby, why did you use the diaper on the other flight?
You said the toilet was dirty and I had to wear it. I had to go and then I used it. I don't need diapers.
So you don't want a diaper? Fine. But you won't drink anything now. But you won't drink anything now or on the plane. And you have to go to the toilet right before we leave here.
Brat 3.
Then I don't have to wear a diaper? Yes, honey. Okay.
I was a little surprised that Entitled Mom gave in on that, but I didn't really mind. Entitled Mom put the diaper back into her handbag, and a couple of minutes after this scene, the boarding for our plane started. She took Brat 3 and went to the toilet, while Entitled Dad told Brats 1 and 2 to put their devices away and get ready for boarding the plane. Girlfriend and me were in line way before Entitled Mom came back with Brat 3, so we boarded the plane before them. We found our seats, sat down, and hoped that the family wouldn't sit behind us again. Well, my hope was fulfilled, but only because they sat in front of us this time. They got on the plane, argued a lot about who would sit in the window seat, the one in front of me, and finally sat down when the flight attendant told them to. The takeoff and the first minute of the flight went surprisingly quiet, until we reached cruise height, and I took out my Nintendo Switch. I started playing a game, OT Fire Emblem, 3 Houses. It's a great game if you have a Switch. Get it. And soon after I started, I saw Brat 2 lurking through the gap between the middle seat and the window seat. As soon as the first battle started, he began to tell me what to do. I told him to be quiet, but he didn't mind a bit. His, "Go! Attack him!" shouts were just annoying. But after some time, I got really mad because he started saying things like, "No, you need to attack this guy, not that guy. What are you, stupid?" I didn't pay attention to it for quite a while, but it began to really annoy me, and at least the other passengers in my row and in the row behind me. So this dialogue happened. Me, "Listen, kid, you're annoying as heck, so please leave me alone." Brat 2,
But you're playing like an idiot. You're so stupid.
Me, "Okay, listen, I am playing the way that I like, so shut up or I'll slap you." That brought Entitled Father up, who stood up from his seat 2 rows in front of me. "Did you just threaten my son? He's just trying to be helpful." Me, "I don't give a hoot if he is helpful. He is annoying me and at least half of the other people on this plane, so just do us all a favor and get your dang kid under control." After that, Entitled Father just sat down again and did nothing anymore. But at least I got Brat 2 to shut up and let me play in peace. The next approximately 2 hours of the flight were rather uneventful until Brat 3 started to rock in her seat and stamp on the seat in front of her. That woke up Entitled Mom, who was sitting in front of her. Entitled Mom, "Honey, are you all right?" Brat 3,
Mommy, I need to go potty.
"Honey, I told you, no potty until we land. The toilets on airplanes are full of dangerous germs. You can't go potty there. You'll get sick." Brat 3,
Mommy, I have to go.
"Look, you didn't want to wear a diaper. You agreed to go potty again when we arrived. We'll land soon. You can go potty then, okay? Just hold on a little longer."
I'll try.
Both me and girlfriend were shocked about that, but we didn't want to say anything after I threatened Brat 2, so the parents won't go full psycho on us. Fast forward about 10 minutes. I felt my feet getting wet, and almost instantly after I realized it, Brat 3 said,
Mommy, I had an accident.
and began to cry. I instantly moved my feet back. Luckily, only the top of my left shoe was wet, but it still wasn't my favorite experience. So while Brat 3 was crying, Entitled Mom was very tactful about the whole situation by only telling Brat 3, "You said that you don't want a diaper. I told you to wear one for safety. I hope you learn from this and don't make such a scene next time." It didn't take much time for the flight attendant to come over to try to clear up the situation. Flight attendant, "Excuse me, is everything okay?" "No, nothing is okay here, lady. My daughter peed her pants because she refused to wear a diaper." Flight attendant, "Didn't she realize she had to go? There are 2 lavatories on this plane. They are marked with the letters WC. She could have gone there if she needed to use the toilet." "Of course she realized it. She's almost 4. What are you doing? Calling my daughter stupid?" "I'm not calling anyone stupid. I just wanted to know if she knew she had to go. You just told me she did. So why didn't she go to the toilet?" Entitled Mom, "Oh, as if you wouldn't know best. Airplane toilets are so disgusting, full of germs and bacteria that would make her sick. Also, maybe now she learned the hard way that the diaper was necessary." Flight attendant, "Madam, the diaper isn't necessary just because you don't let your daughter use the toilet." "So who are you to tell me how to raise my child? I already raised 2 children, so don't tell me what to do, lady." Flight attendant, "Yeah, all right, that's none of my business. But anyway, This was by no means an inevitable accident, so I'm afraid you will have to pay for the cleaning of the seat and the floor. Entitled Dad.
Oh, heck no. We won't pay crap. We'll sue you if you send us any bill for the unnecessary cleaning of this seat.
Flight Attendant. Sir, I'm sorry, but you have to. We'll need to deep clean this seat and the floor beneath it to keep up to our high hygiene standards. And,
oh, don't BS me. High hygiene standards, my butt. Airplanes are so dirty and disgusting. A little pee won't make any difference. We're not paying anything.
Flight Attendant. I'm afraid you have to. It's part of our terms of service that you have to pay for the removal of any unnecessary pollution that you may cause on one of our aircrafts. And I'm afraid I have to ask you to fasten your seatbelt now. We're approaching our destination. Entitled Dad.
Yeah, sure. Just run away from the discussion. I'll speak to your superior as soon as I leave this plane, and I will get you fired.
Sir, I have to ask you to remain seated with your seatbelt closed. You can talk to my superior all you want, but please shut up now, before I call CPS as soon as we reach the German ground. That made both Entitled Mom and Entitled Dad shut up instantly. While the plane landed, I did my best to avoid any contact with the puddle right in front of me and got up as soon as the plane reached the parking destination and the seatbelt signs were turned off. Both me and girlfriend left the plane as fast as possible, mainly because I needed to go to the bathroom, but also because we did not want to have more contact with that family than necessary. After I came back from the toilet, I saw the family at the gate where we arrived, accompanied by 2 policemen and 1 person that seemed to work for the airline. I guess in the end, they had to pay for the cleaning of the seat, but I don't know for sure. Next we've got Lady Claims to be a Secret Shopper. Last night I was working with a manager. Quiet evening with the mall dead, and 1 hour before closing, this lady in her 60s and her friend walked in. The manager is really cool, and customers usually always love her. We've got me, manager, and the lady. Manager. Hi, what can I help you with tonight? Lady.
I'm just looking. I want sale stuff. I don't pay no regular price for nothing. You hear me? Nothing.
Manager. Okay, well, we have names 3 sales. Lady.
I don't like this. That's ugly. There's a lot of ugly clothing in here. This store should be ashamed. I buy my stuff at the regular store, and not this ugly outlet stuff. What's the price of this?
Manager. The tag says it costs this much, and it isn't on sale. Lady.
Lord, I don't pay regular for nothing, especially not for that. It's too ugly for that price.
Manager. Okay, well, I'm sorry everything in here is ugly. Lady.
You know what? I don't like you and how you're talking to me. I call your store's headquarters every day and talk to them. They listen to me. If I don't like someone, they're gone.
Manager. Okay, well, that's awesome they listen to you. Said in a very sarcastic tone. Lady.
Yes, I'm a secret shopper, and they value my input. I've been a shopper with your company for 20 years. Where is the blah blah pants? I buy them because they're more narrow here and there.
Manager. No, they're wider here and there. Lady.
I want to look at the bras. This is my size.
Manager. Well, I think you should go up a cup because that's not fitting you correctly. You have a lot of spillage here, and you would be more comfortable in the next size up.
I've been shopping here 20 years, so I know what I'm talking about.
Keeps flapping her crazy gums, and I have to keep cleaning in the dressing room. Manager. Well, I've been an employee and manager for 10 and worn this stuff half my life. So, lady goes off again, and sometimes during this point, she suddenly turns all nice and receptive, like a switch went off in her brain. She starts listening to manager, picking out a few things she thinks aren't ugly, etc. I'm in the dressing room laughing too hard while trying to sweep and everything else. I come back out and check orders, etc. Lady.
Friend, you got a tinkle? Go tinkle before we leave. I won't have you messing up the van.
At this point, the lady is being rung up by the manager. She's also trying to order a few things. Of course, she has her friend and manager talking to her, but that's not enough. She's wound up because I'm not paying attention to her as well. She keeps talking about me as I'm 5 feet away, and I keep ignoring her until she yells out at me like a little kid. So now we're talking about random stuff, because heaven forbid only 2 people can keep you entertained, lady. Manager, please hit green or red and sign. Lady,
Oh, I'm just here running my mouth, and I need to sign?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Keeps talking and goes on a tangent against charities, PETA, none of the money goes to where they should, corporations, you get it. Manager, okay, here's your receipt. Lady then proceeds to talk about how wonderful we both were. Hugs manager, smooshes her on the cheek. She'll be back and leaves with her friend. Manager and I just give each other the classic, what the heck just happened, look, then sighed and went back to closing duties. Yes, I'm aware she isn't actually a secret shopper. She's just nuts, hence the claims in the title. Next we've got The Saga of the Zipit Lady. I used to live in a large metropolitan city. I was with a friend of mine shopping for a few things for her upcoming wedding, clothes for her honeymoon, etc. Anyway, we were in the women's clothing department of a large department store and poking around at the summer dresses. An older woman came in, maybe late 50s, early 60s, crazy, and was looking at racks close to us. My friend Alex and I were a few racks apart, and I was closer to the crazy. She was furiously flipping through the dresses and muttering gibberish to herself. Something about her son and married, and it wasn't fair or something, and I don't know what else. I'm trying to catch Alex's attention, but she was looking away from me. Crazy pulled a few items and disappeared into the dressing rooms. I told Alex what was up and to maybe avoid that woman, as she was clearly upset and getting more and more agitated. In mid-sentence, out she comes. She's wearing a sundress and needed help getting it zipped. She storms up to me, turns around, and presents her back, muttering,
Zip it! I can't believe I have to do this. Just zip it, zip it, zip it!
Meanwhile, I'm fumbling with the zipper as the tab disappeared for a second, and she was making me very nervous. She's getting louder.
Zip it! Can't you just zip it? Zip it!
I get the tab, but for the life of me cannot get it to close. She was a heavier woman, and the edges of the dress were about an inch apart. I kept telling her I couldn't get it to go, but I was trying. She's bouncing around, freaking out, and by this point, I should have walked away. Granted, I should have refused full stop, but my years of customer service kicked in, I guess. What I needed was another set of hands. I look at Alex and started to ask for help. Anything to get this crazy lady away from us. Before I could even start to ask, she storms over to her and presents her back. Poor Alex isn't as comfortable around people as I am, but bless her, she tried. I walk over to try and help, and the two of us just couldn't get it. It was hopeless. We dropped our hands, and I tried to explain that she might need another size over her incessant muttering. I don't even know if she heard me, but she starts to freak out, screaming all kinds of indecipherable stuff, and with a loud screech screams,
I can't do this!
and storms away, flinging her arms out. Her arm caught in a rack of clothes, and she sent several articles of clothing and their hangers flying right at my face. Luckily, I threw my arms up and protected my face. I had a shirt on my shoulder and a hanger caught in my buttons. The rack fell over, and she went screeching like a banshee towards the customer service counter, where a young woman was behind the desk trying in vain to help a family that couldn't speak English. Alex and I didn't stick around. We took off, half running, half low crouching away, and hid in the next apartment. We ducked down in housewares and saw this poor family that doesn't even speak English trying to help her get into this dang dress. We were laughing and so bewildered and looking at each other saying, OMG, what the heck just happened? At what had just occurred. It was the main topic of discussion with our friends and family over the next several days. Alex even wanted me to zip her into her wedding dress on her day just so she could say it again and calm her nerves. A couple bridesmaids didn't get the joke, so we got to tell it again. To this day, I can call or text Alex and say,
Zip it!
and she will bust out laughing. Good times. And shoutouts to our Re-Generals of the day, the Angel Jinx, and Swan, Miss October Storm, and Kayla. Become tomorrow's Re-Generals by leaving as many Re's as you can in the comments below.